gate light, ceiling light, LED light, light ahodo wires ni CCTV 095966 Bosheba_electricals TikTok so ubenya ye ho afi Newman Kali Department of Nursing so ebie kwan wo admissions opese ubo degree e wo nursing mu anase opese wo registered assistant clinical expert opese wo certificate in nursing diploma in nursing akwanya e wo ho Newman College and free e man ni member nyina ubenya ba bia or hostel wo ho o ma kwan a obefa so e de atua wo fees a enye den emfama wo regular evening and weekend sessions for 0574 661117 0267330492 0267330492 Bienum no nymaku a ukrai mo medin e de PSA ladi ensam no entwremonie Yeshen sem no ase every eye asomdwe ensem emo na nansen no ma bi ekoso social media fa nkramofo ene eye Christopher ehono nam so ema IGP afra nkramofo mpanifo akọ kache ene wonum akodi enkomo ene no de etu twa se de etie no ye nyina hwehwe asomdwe se de be ya oman beda so atena asomdwe mu every nkramofo ne Christopher etena se enye ne eni kwan se ye mapopo ebeji asomdwe boso enti obi ankasa Or an
offense has been committed, the only righteous path is to report it to security authorities and trust the legal process. Under international human rights law and global standard practices, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, nations are mandated to protect two fundamental freedoms side by side. Freedom of religion and expression. Every individual has a right to practice their faith without fear of violence. While speech that incites religious hatred, hostility, or violence is strictly restricted under Article 20 of the ICCPR. Due process and prohibition of extrajudicial harm. No suspect under state custody or in a public space may be subjected to torture, cruel treatment, or assault. Our revered graduate and the imams, our beloved chief imam, the followers of our respective faith, the all country. Listen to your sermons, read your social media posts, and follow your gestures. At this fragile moment, the words can either act as water upon an emerging fire or as petrol upon high elements. I ask, take a commitment from me today. Preach de-escalation, demonstrate. Dedicate your Friday sermons in Islam, but a Sunday sermon strictly to messages of the self-control.
Na Ghana Kremupenyi Chief Imam ne kasama fo ne Sheikh Arimiya Oshaibo okojina mo ekasai ma Kremupenyi o kire se mo na so zaman lafie pasomdwe ba mo so fada ye mpentokwa ne no ma bia no amanfo beye ebe man titimu aba Christopher ene Muslimi fo ntem no ye nyimfiri ho
IGP Inspector General of Police Christian that Yehonu Asia religious leaders bisle a Muslim form penifoni na any Christian for ni na afa social media ebaya apostle ni imam ntokwa bia esie IGP epese san ekuomienu na ye kan mubom odi to penifo ani mi say Ghana no Christians ni Muslims omunye strangers ni na ye ni pa ba ko nti emomode ya say asomdwe a oman wo no because so atra asomdwe mu no Christian for bebre na no mokasa ye omoso di asomdwe isam na eto oman ni anim say oma ye na ye ba ko sana ba ya oman asomdwe egosuo mu no ebe so to atra asomdwe.
We therefore encourage all of us to reject intolerance, hate speech, provocation, and violence. Instead, promote dialogue, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence. Let us continue to remind ourselves and our congregations
And here free one na eno and Most Reverend John Kobena Louis, where auxiliary bishop Emma the Archdiocese of Accra. Now, I said the Catholic Bishops Conference, a bishop Emma Roma Soreno, Womuna Yabako. Na wonom say Muslim for any Muslim brono nkronkro e wo man mu nyina no omuni wonom dinkita ho e free tete nyenne e na obema sa ayonkofa no emu atete o kirikire mu a kire se wonom po ye wonini ma enam so na busuafo dodo no a e ye nkremofo ne so wonom te e wasondwe mu.
Yes, I also want to mention that the Catholic Bishops Conference has a good relationship with the Muslim Council. And just last week, on the 5th of August, we were at the new National Mosque for dialogue. And His Eminence, the National Chief Imam, was with us. So there is dialogue. This dialogue that started about 5 years ago, and annually we meet to dialogue. And so when this issue occurred just a few days ago, all we did was to give the message or show the video to the Chief Imam, and swiftly he responded. His office responded with the press statement for peace in Ghana, for condemnation of the actions. So we commend the National Peace Imam. Having said this, let me just begin, I will continue and conclude on a personal note. I was born in Neiman, brought up in Neiman till I was 25 years. Nothing to Neiman. My dad, sister, married the late Sheikh Musa Nimadao near the Gata over there. Yes. So Auntie Aisha was my auntie who passed on also. Half of my relatives from my mother's side are all Muslims.
Na omampanyi bo fosoro nko a wo hwe osom gidie ensam so wo mayimo ene owura Elvis Free Ankara wo se amanyoko ne amanyofo onu hweye no mo afom ho amforo for gidie ensemu na se eno efri ho no mo a Ghana na de ebio ene be kan abomu.
They are swift professional action over the past few days. Many of us have lost sleep. Because those of us who operate in a religious space, we've been very consistent, and we boast about the interfaith harmony that we have in this country. But members of my committee will tell you that part of our program this year is to hold an interfaith forum and invite other people from the Sahel region so that we'll show them how it's done in Ghana. So when this thing started popping up, it was very, very disturbing and disconcerting. But I believe that with these interventions, these issues will be a thing of the past. As we all know, Ghana is a very peaceful country. We've lived together, as the IGP said, as brothers and sisters. We share the rice and meat during Salah. We share our jollof and Fanta during Christmas. And this is something that we've all been very proud of. We cannot take this peace for granted. And the events of the past few days should tell us that we have to be more deliberate and intentional to put in place systems and structures. When these things begin to rear their ugly heads, they'll be dealt with strongly, they'll be dealt with firmness, they'll be dealt with.
And Chair Krona, His Excellency Awula John Dramani, Asankusu Mahama Ghana Mampenyi Reshuffle, wo so aswafo no mu di bi call baby foforo edi bi be share baby na owura Kenneth Gilbert Ejei wono na be defense minister say wono na hwe Ghana bambo ensam so ye handing over ceremony ye jemu di ama no amo ahyebo say obebo oman no ehoban
se be ya bambo ho nsem wo memu be yidikete na amimfo ntimi mafiri oman ahraw aka ho bi ama defense minister for kra ora Kenneth Gilbert Ejei ebo mamu ni nyina no ba se obeye adwumadene ayre bambo ho nsem ewo oman mu opani nkase mu ekyiremu se ene wiase nyina ene kyire abefo kwan hodo so a obema bambo ho nsem ayire kete eno ene na nisuade hunu ene mpempenso opeso de oman Ghana ekodru.
Security landscape today is more complex, interconnected and unpredictable than it was a decade ago. Our region continues to confront violent extremism and terrorism, transnational organized crime, illicit trafficking, maritime insecurity, cyber threats, disinformation and misinformation, illegal mining, and the potential spillover effects of instability from the Sahel. At the same time, rapid advances in technology, including artificial intelligence, unmanned systems, cyber capabilities, autonomous platforms, and other emerging technologies are transforming the character of conflict and the manner in which nations must prepare for their defense. These developments demand that we think and plan differently and prepare differently. The defense sector must remain responsive to this changing environment. We must continuously review and strengthen our doctrine and strategies. Above all, we must ensure that the Ghana Armed Forces remains a professional, disciplined, technologically enabled, and a mission-ready force capable of safeguarding the peace and stability of our dear country.
Dr. Kessel Atoforsen, openia or share say defense minister, and so Ekasa HM say, so my Ghana, you free a can entity, a kind of possible buying a woman near the nitre baby, nay, we are singing a corner.
Your experience as a former deputy minister for defense provides a strong foundation to lead the ministry forward. You have my full support and goodwill. To the Ministry of Defense, I believe the time has come to change our strategic posture. The future of defense cannot remain manpower heavy. It must become technology-led, intelligence-driven, and agile.
Yemra abato ensemo MPP amanyoko no chanya kopon boa emu ohye eyebutubutu pa frise wokotoba eye omanfo ne woni a obededa eye mpesua ano ne asantemantem eye bedwoko penifo beda ano amanyoko no na emra se bedwafo mienu omo asantemantem owura Elvis Osemen Sanda Power member of parliament ema hafano southwest and owura Kofi Obriyeboa member of parliament MSUB was MPP delegate no omuntu obani ye said e beya o chanya nkopon bo mbeyi competent leaders empenifo wonum se na efata na story way na ya Mensa Joel enya adaje edi echia of file ye
Oyadoma, the new patriotic party MPP amanyoko Ghana ha nyina wochena womoto aba edieji omo regional executives na asante mantem hanamo nyame adoma delegate 1022 ena ebeto abano edachna na the host constituency Subin constituency sabre mensaka brashe bedwani a oginemu adehia womo Subin constituency
to abano mano Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay. Obia Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na ideas ni resonate with him.
Okay.
Obia was sister no macha do na enimu.
Okay.
Say nipa we die say e ko tu chama man na me so chama.
Okay.
For example, tu chama man onim Asante.
Okay. Okay.
When you Asante inside out, I obey your vote across.
Okay.
Because young quarter drama,
no correct.
Yeah, but we are winning in our numbers.
No correct.
Into big be Obama Asante vote to na cross on the MPs no ebeye adwuma.
Okay.
Emma Asante vote na cross and na yepe. Ati oni Macau, ye fa nya amanyose. abusua baako ɛna didi ato ɛna dodoɔ na se ɔmo sɛ fata sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ adwuma no nti fi sɛ obi a wa contest biara no onim de anasɛ onim de kura sɛ wɔwɔ atu ho akyɛ ebi ma party no ntina watu ne ho ama sɛ ɔbɛyɛ party penny nti de maka ne sɛ didi atem kasatwie ne ade no enkɔfo because ewie a yɛnyine bɛbom na yɛyɛ adwuma ama yɛwura Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abɛyɛ president 2028
okay
na bɛ amanyɔsɛm ayɛ te sɛ praeɛ mpanimfoɔ se woyi baako adi woka bɔ mu emu nti sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛto wie a yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛgye atom sɛ wei na dodoɔ no apɛ no na losers no nyinaa support winners no ne ayɛ campaign ama yɛnya majority in parliament ne yɛwura Mahmoud Bawumia abɛyɛ president ɛno ɛna ɔsɛ obiara ɛhwɛ hɔ.
We understand democracy. Say will be any freedom. Now, okochre na dwe ewo abatu asuyeye. Based on that, criteria ye dey share titu eya asanteman no ye din kan ye competence, boldness, courageous. Say nipa no wa kokodro na eniadin no wom na ofri asanteman mu ha. You see, baby a yedro sisi ano ye kan santeman asem enti ye pe leader obetima kan santeman abo ye pe leader we have 47 constituencies and our region mu na ana santeman tem na enti this time round we are going for a bold leader obetima ma unity MPP ye hia sika to win elections come 2028 ye hia eye baako ye the unity and with the unity 2028 about one ebe fala tisi ade de yehwe nan se ebe nyan leader obetimi anya kokodro na wabawda to kro bia mu na watim din kabom abaye party menko as a sitting member of parliament ya me da de share wa hafo no southwest me de me hu list ni bi awo me phone so na mo mate bi na me hu bi so ebi no mo phone so ba me hu ya me yem hye me you see me the type wa normally when it comes to politics I don't want manipulation. So we be best so me minute. E dey butu aduanum se me ne. Me wi a wa miama fo no ha e dey nsuo se agum atwa me hono se me no. E ba na no se ma I don't tolerate that. Me kai pa se mre bi atwam na me so atata wo ma me o yare na mo duro arbo se ye hono duro na wusu. E so hono tua na ye miama fo no dey agum. Enne MPP amanyokom ye twa
Yanko amemu governance emo wayi enipa bi se onko gina oman no anemo na eye Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Niger eni Norway na woni ayeyi wo me woko boni beka se wo ekoye ambassadors wo ho and so am a vice president Emma Omayi Professor Jenana Opoku Ajaman se wonu kosi oman no anim anemo e wo manfo aman so no wonye de ese ne fata na wonkohwe de ebebo ama aman mienu emfaso soronko ebeba yentem.
The Republic of Nigeria, the Republic of Niger, and the Kingdom of Norway, and of course the Republic of Sierra Leone. His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama sends you his best regards and warm congratulations on this occasion. At a time of profound geopolitical transformation, Ghana must continue to position itself as a credible, forward-looking, and solutions-oriented nation within the international community. Distinguished envoys, let me assure you that government will continue to provide the necessary support and policy direction to enable you to succeed in your assignment. We therefore expect each of you to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, serve with distinction, and deliver on the key performance indicators launched in September last year by His Excellency the President for all Ghana missions abroad. As you depart for your respective missions, remember that you go as representatives of the sovereign will, dignity, and aspirations of the Ghanaian people. carry our flag with honor and integrity, build partnerships thoughtfully and strategically, defend Ghana's interests with courage and conviction, and ensure that your service meaningfully advances our nation and the well-being of our people. May your tenure create opportunities for our citizens and contribute to our collective vision of a prosperous, respected, and globally competitive Ghana. I congratulate you once again, Your Excellencies, and wish you every success in your new assignments. Wherever we may find ourselves in this world, may God continue to bless our homeland.
Yanko Kuyayo Emwe, Asante Mampona Yera, Tree Crops Development Authority, one more Eddie and Norma fertilizer in the Kekahon, Ama Tree Crops Farmers, one more Edria Eyakuya, Omudia Bibiti se Koko, Nini Kekahon, said Ebeya, Ebema, one Kuyano, Etimi Aquanim.
Asono ena Dr. Andy Osei Okra ekasa yeche mu se sene beye na wona odo no ba bi te se koko abe rubber kube cashew ene ne tete sa no won hu be har wo mu nti ena Ghana Mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edisa initiative ya ba say mebo mu na enso won mu asene ensam dodo na no de ka we hu tuja.
Call on all traditional authorities, district assemblies, farmer association, development partners, private sector stakeholders to continue supporting the national tree crops agenda. The transformation of these commodities cannot be achieved by TCDA alone. It requires strong and coordinated partnership among all stakeholders. To our development partners and private sector collaborations, we appreciate your continued confidence in Ghana's tree crop sector and invite greater investment in research, production, processing, technology, logistics, finance, and market development. And to the beneficiaries, these inputs today assure you that government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama through TCBA remains committed to creating the conditions necessary to you to become more productive, profitable, and resilient. Today is therefore not simply about handing over agriculture inputs, but it's about investing in our farmers, strengthening Ghana's tree crop value chains, and laying the foundation for a more prosperous and sustainable agriculture economy.
Onumanyafo Isifu Yakubu eya baikra chipeni awono ewo Mampon Municipal Assembly ono so ekasaye.
Mampon Municipal Assembly through its Department of Agriculture will continue to offer all the necessary and technical guidance and training that our farmers will require to improve their production. Accordingly, we recognize that agricultural development cannot be achieved through the singular effort of government. However, it requires strong stakeholder collaboration effort to achieve the government vision of transforming the agriculture sector.
The Krakra Muna da Sebre or Sabunsu out also mensa, Mampon Mahine, as yes the PCA Mampeni Free, so mutu and a moi etesa.
I once again extend my appreciation to the TCDA, Ministry for Food and Agriculture, the Ashanti Coordinating Council, Mampon Municipal Assembly, and our development partners. To my Municipal Chief Executive, I say congrats on your initiatives in driving the needs of Mampon.
Yemfenko Central Region in Finfi Mantem Gumwan Kwantanai, Oman Fossa Mobrepa, Mutumbe de la Fia, and Nipenia Hoto Frise Echo, and Fear 90 Omo Pipe, Omubua, and Shubia Emana, one any and training, Kokuansa, Nanansa, and Edim Komwe.
If he a council with the book Politangum and Sana, ya talk. Me and so, then swing baby. Oh, Cremian, so there's all about how he. Yamping for ya come or more and fast and Pepia man.
And soon a dear and Mark Ramaya bread. Is ya here about a yaw for and so back at the balcony, 3 cities. And the idea and water for us, what up bucket for a send over to me, dear Subania, Emanaya, and so salmon a dear. A higher power won't go one quantity.
This is a woman who are polytanker.
na wa to nsu ni bi egu na ya ni bi ya so ya to bi aban no hu ya mabo na on kasa ma wa ma wa ya yi no wa hwe nsu so na wo mbie na ya
nsu da ya di papa nsu 4 years the pipe mbada be 4 years ni nsu ni de emba nti yesre kana abai se omwa ye wo ye nsu semu ya brepa gomu ankwantana because pipe we buy be 4 years ni se bi wo ha ibura na ya kwasa na nkwara na nya bi etime adware akụ school ebi wa so a bucket ba akụ 4 cities ehụ ye den pa nti ye bre ye stress ya ban omo ayen se ba na akakwan mu nti ye so ye bre pa ye sraga na ban se omo ayen penifo omo ho ni na omo ayen nsusem mu kakra
nsio mu de ye fam bi pa nsio onsam de den wa pa de ubenya nsio pa ayade a ube bresansa wenya nsio da ayade nsio onsam de ye bre pa omu koto free baby bansa ye tumi ato ansa da ayade banes
yetwa ensam no so na yakọ yenimu a na nanse eyiyo no enya asam ketwa ohwe de kokra ya bokra no bokọ wachi aduane e be serve eni nkomi ni ekeka ho ene ye de kase e friend street news bro Patricia Ntwibosi akon akomonten so lori kwan ho ene omanfo akodi nkomo abusa wonum won madwenkyere efe yiyo a nanse ye ne Ghana ha no ho
and Oyerepa Street News. Yes, Ghana ha, send ye see ye fa. Sika ye de share you. And to my yecha, the kwa hodo ayebo. Ediani mpoka ho, ye bia wo see a chance to ma. Ye ni bibia we say, or the shane dofo ani na. Na we ni bia, ye kwete de amanfo ka.
It depend. So obi wo ha wa bobra. What you say? Say, wo hwe ni di bread brabo awabo na wo ye na yie basasa. It depends on family or free mini ni pakoni bra boy. Enti ne nipa sa na wo se mo man be fitting barrier.
E wiase na wo no, wo babla. Na wo maami wo papa wu a. Wo so na ye kase na abanya mama wo. Ba ya efe. Maami wo na ye no obi abedi bia ko maami ya ba kope. Ebi mabiem. To obi di no okwa no ano no. Me baka maami na fa me kana mabo.
Obi wo ho no ma sika no wo ho. Enti no sa no ma na obe ni nyina no. Enya de ese beka no but se o yana se ho nso a den ya free na form na eri hye enti no se ho nso na kakra bi a obetima yi bia no eno nso no ensi kwan na emum se o ye wa adwen se obi aye enti nso o ye de a eno no de e de aho kire beba
se abase ye ntwa ntoma na wo family na hwe na untimi ntwa anya force se twa but obo mo ho be so no be twa ye metwa ma obi ntwa ma
oni bi anya force nta ho man show ko ba wo be so efe but only be anya force kra so bo na ba university but o just school fees ba only be anya force wo da na shen sa fa bla to so na ye ne fa bla ba ye fa fon sa fa nse gi nas
kan to twa ne kra ye ntwam enya aduane no wa yi ase ni nyina ye ka onu aduane wa yi ase wu twa ntoma se ni nyina ye ka sa be boy ye jaya e be boy ye ne fa skale ye ma school ase wo ba ne se eniama na efe wo ha ya wu die
skali wa ye mun sai yi bibiri sani ma bibiri jama ne aya agba ya bona ko ye o se adunu kwala no injiri ma ne o se adunu mo na ka men ko amedia ka de ma di ro ye mun ye ntwaso na ye nyini injiri ma so ko ne bibi abakwa se ko ye support kase wo fa wo sra ntuma wo ye twa wo ye e ka bibiri ba to busia no
na enwo se kwa ko bobosia so de be ye se de wo hwe se obi ba be bonsa una ma mi ewu se be
afe ye kokase sronko we a special report obabu o ha odoni kuna opese wo ye bibia edeba no haso betimi ato asase se wo ye oba na odi asase no ukunu din na aye e wo yokuba na na kwe free enso akodi ensemi hu nkombo
enye possible
yene ma na enye possible na so ne se
enye na so ne se mimi sika na mimi ko to de hu hia se mi di mi kunu ye de ebe ka hu so de ne de ba na mso mi de mi de ba ye de ani aye no eno kra enye ni Mr. and Mrs. so abena ni kwadwo me obetimi agya ya abena no akofo obi foforo aba say din bia anda so
betina register wo me register wo mi din mu ana na enye wuku dabi ana na enye wuku me ye no mi din mu enye no mi kuro din ana wunye wo din e me ma ni gidi bia ni wo mu musa wukulo ai idi ni wo mu sese ai se de bia ye hwe mu program ye hu kwase bu a me ma ni bi di bu ma ti me no mi din mu se be ya da achimi ni ho a me ma betimi afa
me kuro di opa ma asem onti mi ntimi yi ne madda me ko ne dia me register ma no che se oye be ma bia obo ba ntimi enkwanja no betimi a register woni din mu
cho dabi na me ma na mo ba no munyo woni ne ti kura na woni ne ti no no afa oba afoforo wonche woni ska wo yi bia ma batonya bi ma obi e wa abonte ti me nya me bresa na me nya ska na Thomas ase me fa ne din to enka me ho kura me ne na ebo bra na so bedu bre bi kura won kai kura sa wodi nka ho obe yi we firim no de oba afoforo abetena so no woditi nti san so e ma ye ni ate ti e bresa na ye mfa wodi nka ho ne da achi wa be ka chem so wodi